Yo guys, it's your boy Kings7 here back with another video. Before we get into this video, I just want to remind you all, all kings and queens, and I hope you all having a very blessed day. And I'm back with another Madden 22 franchise rebuild video. In this video, we will be rebuilding the Minnesota Vikings. And before we get into the rebuild, if you guys hit the like button and maybe subscribe if you're feeling extra generous, that would be greatly appreciated. But nonetheless, let's take a look at this roster that we have at hand. I think Madden did some of these ratings a little dirty. And to start off with what I mean by that, Kirk Cousins, normal development trait, 79 overall. He's got to be higher. He's got to be star dev trait higher. Look at the season he had statistically last year. 35 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 4,200 yards. That's a very good season for a quarterback. For him to be, I don't know, Vikings fans, you guys let me know. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he should be maybe 81, 82 overall with star dev trait. I think that would be much more fair to him. Then we have the rookie Kellen Mond that they drafted out of Texas A&M. Is he the future? Is he not? Who knows? We'll see. Stick around in the rebuild. We'll see what we do with him. But nonetheless, we got DALVIN Cook, superstar, X Factor, 96 overall. Behind him, we got Alexander Mattinson. And in the wide receiver core, we got Adam Thielen, 88 overall superstar dev trait. And Justin Jefferson, 87 overall superstar dev trait as well. Coming off that phenomenal rookie season. He's a stud, Justin Jefferson. If you're a fantasy football player, you got to be picking this man up in all your leagues, trust me. And then they got D.D. Westbrook as the third receiving option. The offensive line. This offensive line, the last rebuild we did was the Seattle Seahawks. This offensive line is much more promising in comparison to the Seattle Seahawks. We got Christian Darrisaw, the rookie out of Virginia Tech, at left tackle. Hidden dev trait. It would be really amazing if he was superstar, but I'm guessing he's just star development trait. Then we got Cleveland here. Is he young? Is his second year out of Boise State. Then we got Garrett Bradbury. I think this is going to be his third year. Yeah, it is going to be his third year at NC State. We got Udo. This is definitely a weakness for us at right guard. 64 overall. Going to look to improve that right away. Then we got Brian O'Neill, the right tackle. I'm very familiar with him because last season in my Giants franchise, or last Madden in my Giants franchise, I traded for him during season 1. Then at tight end, we have a young, promising former first-round pick, Irv Smith Jr. out of Alabama. Look to see him develop very well in this rebuild. Then we move to the defensive side of the football, where honestly there is places to improve on, but it's not. This team is not terrible overall. We are 78 overall. It's one of the lower overalls in Madden, but there's a lot of pieces to develop, you know, and make better. First of all, we got superstar X Factor Daniel Hunter. 26 years old at LSU. He still has a lot of room to improve. He might hit 99 overall in this rebuild. Then we got Dalvin Tomlinson coming over from the Giants this offseason. Next to him, Michael Pierce, 91 overall. I feel like if you're above a 90 overall, and he's young too, he's got to be a superstar. He can't be star dev trait. Then we got Weatherly. Nothing too crazy over here. Then we got Patrick Peterson, another free agent signing for the Minnesota Vikings this offseason. And we got Dancer, the man, second-year man out of Mississippi State. Had an impressive rookie year. And across from them is going to be Alexander, 27 years old, 5-year vet. You know, and you know, another thing with the Vikings is a lot of these players aren't like too old. They're right in their, about to enter their prime. One veteran for sure, Xavier Woods, I think he might be 30. Oh, he's young, bro. Just coming over from the Cowboys. I thought he was a lot older than that for some reason. Then we got Vigil. Then we got Eric Kendricks, the captain, arguably of this defense. Nah, he's not the captain of this defense. We're going to Harrison Smith is the captain of this defense. 32 years old. He's on the wrong side of the age spectrum. He's 32 years old. In Madden, they like to regress players pretty quickly, so we'll see how that comes along. And then we got Anthony Barr at left outside linebacker. So probably places I look to improve this team. Definitely free safety, the 2 linebackers besides Eric Kendricks. We need another edge rusher to complement Hunter. And then the corners, we definitely need some better corners. In the offensive side of the football, we need a right guard. Quarterback is up in the air. What are we going to do about that position? Do we look to trade away Kirk Cousins season 1, let Kellen Mond develop? I feel like Kirk Cousins deserves one more season under center, and then Kellen Mond maybe could take over for sure, especially if Kirk Cousins' contract does in fact expire. But nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and simulate the midway part of season 1. midway through season number 1. Honestly, I'm a little surprised, happily surprised at how well we're doing. We're 4-2 in this rather somewhat competitive division. Probably not the most competitive division in football, but we always have the Packers that we have to fight out against. They're 6-1, we're 4-2. If we could have a strong second half of the season, we should be able to make the playoffs. Nonetheless, let's see which players we have to negotiate contracts with. See if we have to pay out any big bucks to people. First on the list is Harrison Smith. I might we got to re-sign him. We have to. I'll re-sign him for one more year. And I'll give you a lot of money for one more year. I'll give you $13.2 million. 1 year, Harrison Smith. Salary works for me, but I don't care for the bonus or the duration. Okay, I messed that one up a little bit. Patrick Peterson, I think I'm going to let him walk as well. Anthony Barr, not sure if I want to bring him back. A lot of these players, they're up there in age, you know, and they don't have phenomenal depth traits. But Brian O'Neill, we definitely want to bring him back. 5 years, $41 million for a right tackle. I'm happy to sign that. That's very, very cheap, honestly. Any other players? I mean, there's a lot of players here that we could bring back, such as Xavier Woods, Mackenzie Alexander, but I'd rather maybe just wait to the end of the season. Same with Anthony Barr. Like, these players, I'm not in like a rush, like, oh, I really, really want to sign them back. But we'll wait to the end of the season, see how we finish, see how those players develop and their stats go. But nonetheless, let's go ahead simply to the end of season 1 and see if we can make the playoffs. We somehow crumble and fall down to 3rd place in the division. We finished with a 6-11 record. That means we finished the season going 2-9 the second half of the season. That's absolutely disgusting, honestly. Maybe it was because I didn't offer my guys contracts, and maybe they're like, I got nothing to play with here. They're not offering me a contract. I'm not 100% sure. It seems like in my first rebuild too, the second half of the season, I was doing a lot worse as well. But nonetheless, let's take a look at the end of season statistics, see if anybody really popped off or see which players potentially struggled. I already see Kirk Cousins, 19 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. This man is going to have to go after this year. It looks like Kellen Mond is going to be stepping up and becoming the starter in his second year because this is not going to get the job done. Rushing, Dalvin Cook, you're an absolute beast. Alexander Mattinson, 2.9 yards per carry. That's not something we like to see. But Dalvin Cook, 6.0, 10 touchdowns, 1,500 yards. It's really, really good. Justin Jefferson had a phenomenal receiving year, considering what's his name? Kirk Cousins only threw for like 29 or 2,800 yards. This is a really good season for Justin Jefferson. Irv Smith, I want to see more out of him, but I think it just comes down to the quarterback play. We're gonna have to bring in another quarterback. Eric Kendricks, 135 tackles, very, very good. Tackle for loss, who was our leader. 18 for Daniel Hunter, and sacks, 9.5 for him. Any interceptions? Anthony Barr with 2, Mackenzie Alexander with 2 as well. Any defensive touchdowns before we move on to the awards? 1 for Anthony Barr and 1 for Harrison Smith. Now, the awards, I kind of highly doubt that we won any award. Nonetheless, see if any Vikings. No Vikings in the MVP conversation. Not even going to check Coach of the Year. I know obviously we weren't there. Offensive Player of the Year, no Vikings. Defensive Player of the Year, same thing. I'm just going to keep scrolling until we see maybe we have somebody here. Nobody. Best quarterback, Kirk Cousins, not going to be the best running back, though. 5th place for Dalvin Cook. Probably should be a lot higher. I mean, depending on how the other running backs did. But Dalvin Cook played really, really well. I don't think there's anybody in the top 7 of any single category for the Vikings. Maybe defensive line? Can we see Hunter here? Hunter finishes 10th. And that's going to do it for the awards and statistics portion of season number 1. Let's go ahead and simulate to pass the Super Bowl. See if we got any depth trait upgrades. After season 1, the Chiefs lose to the 49ers in the Super Bowl, but that's not necessarily what we really care about. We're going to simulate to the next week because we have to see our depth trait upgrades, and we also have to negotiate contracts with our players. Let's go to the adjust lineup screen, see if we got any depth trait upgrades, and see who regressed, stuff like that. Kirk Cousins down to a 74 overall. It doesn't look like any dev trait upgrades happen. Christian Darrisaw does happen to be star. And not a single dev trait upgrade on the offense. And on the defensive side of the football, Anthony Barr goes up to superstar. Harrison Smith goes down 5 overall points, I think. And that is it. So kind of an underwhelming season in terms of progression. We didn't have the best record or the best season as well, so that could have maybe impacted the progression. You can see a lot of players are down because of morale. But nonetheless, going into free agency, we are going to have a lot of money. But let's see what players we want to re-sign first off. We have 14 players ready to negotiate contract. Harrison Smith, he wants 2 years, $19 million. I'm telling you, I'll give you one more year. One more year, and I'll give you so much money, bro. 1 year, $15.6 million. Just accept it. Thanks for the offer. I'm just not interested in signing. So we're going to lose on Harrison Smith. Anthony Barr, I'm going to let him do his thing. Mackenzie Alexander, what is he on? 1 year, $4 million. That's really, really cheap for a 79 overall, 28 years old corner. So we'll give him 1 year, $5.26 million. He wants to play for a new team. Xavier Woods, do you even want to come back? Let's see if he wants to come back at all. 3 years. Ooh, 3 years, $11 million for a free safety. I think I'm going to let him walk as well. We're just going to go into free agency and I guess overhaul a decent amount of the roster. Let's see if Anthony Barr wants to come back. He wants to come back on a 2 year deal, excuse me. You're 79 overall. You're not going to get any higher. I'll bring you back on a 1 year contract, $8.7 million. I think free agency will be better for me in the long run. I'm going to go ahead and franchise tag Harrison Smith. What would he get franchise tagged for? I don't know how much it would be, to be honest. But nonetheless, all right, I guess we're not re-signing any of these players. We're going to go ahead and simulate to the offseason. It doesn't really matter because we have a lot of money, and I am definitely going to look to trade away Kirk Cousins and offload his very, very big contract. We're trading Kirk Cousins to the Indianapolis Colts. This probably was the most realistic, somewhat situation I could find, considering he's much higher overall than Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz 71 or 72 overall, and we're going to trade away. They had green value there, and we're going to end up getting a second-round pick out of the trade. In free agency, we end up signing Demarcus Robinson. We signed a new punter, David DeCastro, Koo the kicker, Ronnie Harrison Jr. the free safety, and Leighton Vander Esch for outside linebacker. The only person we got rejected by was J.C. Jackson. I'm going to go ahead back into free agency and see if we can sign any more free agents. The last free agent we end up signing is going to be Jason Verrett. We need to bring in another corner after losing Patrick Peterson in free agency. We tried getting J.C. Jackson, but we couldn't get him. But Jason Verrett is another viable option. He's like 84, 85 overall. And nonetheless, let's go ahead and simulate to the draft. A quick draft recap. I think we had a very, very, very successful draft class. We went Brian Jackson, round 178 overall, Seth Cooper, 75 overall, George Ferguson, 75 overall, Daniel Whitfield, 73, and Danny Mitchell, 72. Then there was a drop-off after that. We didn't address the quarterback situation because I'm giving Kellen Mond the season to prove what he's got, nonetheless. But let's take a look and simulate ahead and see what our roster is going to be like going into season number 2. The roster going into season 2 on the offensive side of the football doesn't really change a whole lot. We got Kellen Mond as a starting quarterback, and we were able to bring in Demarcus Robinson through free agency. Other than that, the other free agent acquisition on the offensive side of the football was David DeCastro, right guard, 86 overall. The O-line is looking really, really good. Moving on to the defensive side of the football, where I think we made some pretty solid improvements. I'm going to change him. Let's have Whitfield, the rookie, be starting. And then Brinkley could be second. But nonetheless, it's looking good besides a right edge. We kind of are missing out on a right edge. But we got Ferguson here with Cooper right behind him. Kendricks, Leighton Vander Esch, Jason Verrett, Dantzler, and then Brian Jackson. Brian Jackson, yeah, our number 1 overall pick. Unfortunately, has normal dev trait, but he's 78 overall, so that should be fine. And then we got Ronnie Harrison Jr. at free safety. Honestly, I'm predicting playoffs for sure for season number 2, and I'll see you guys at the midway mark. At the midway point of season number 2, we have a surprise division leader. The Lions are 5-2. Vikings slacking a little bit, 3-3. Definitely not out of the race at all. If we could have a good, strong second half of the season, I have faith in the boys. But let's take a look. 6 players are ready to negotiate contracts, and those 6 players are David DeCastro. We'll see how he regresses. Same with Jason Verrett. We got Garrett Bradbury. We definitely want to lock him up to a long-term contract. I'll give you 3 years. 3 years, $29.8 million. I'm excited to sign such a great offer. DALVIN Tomlinson, definitely want to bring him back as well on a 2-year deal. Not bad. 2 years, $9 million a year. There we go. and Irv Smith Jr. Alexander Madison might have to let him walk, but Irv Smith Jr., we definitely want to bring him back. 5-year deal. This is pretty cheap. 5 years, $33 million. It's a good offer. Glad we got the deal done. All right, let's go ahead and simulate to the end of season number 2. At the end of season number 2, we finished with a 9-8 record, which is good enough to make the playoffs. We're going to be at Tampa Bay, who has a 10-7 record. But let's take a look at how we were able to make the playoffs in season number 2. Let's take a look at the stats. Stats tell the story. And you can see Kellen Mond, 34 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,400 passing yards. Very, very impressive season from him. Rushing the football. Dalvin Cook did Dalvin Cook type things. 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5.2 yards per carry. Receiving the football, Justin Jefferson went absurd. 98 receptions, 1,200 yards, basically 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. Very, very good. Demarcus Robinson did very good also. But Irv Smith Jr., not really getting involved still. Adam Thielen, not a good season really at all, to be honest. He's getting up there in age as well. He's at 32 years old. So maybe he's just regressing in his ability, you know. But nonetheless, we move to the defensive side of the football. Eric Kendricks, 118 tackles. Total tackles for loss. Oh, I clicked on his name instead of sorting it. 13 for Michael Pierce. Sacks. Daniel Hunter, 12.5. George Ferguson, the rookie, had 9.5 sacks. Interceptions, what are we looking at? 2 for Leighton Vander Esch. And then a bunch of ones. Any defensive touchdowns? Let's take a look and see. No defensive touchdowns this year, but I have a sneaky suspicion that we might have some contenders here for awards. Vikings in the MVP discussion, nobody in the top 10, but Offensive Player of the Year, number 7, Dalvin Cook, number 10, Kellen Mond. Defensive Player of the Year, no Vikings. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think we drafted a single Offensive Rookie. Defensive Rookie of the Year, George Ferguson does win that award. Very, very good for him. Best Quarterback, number 3, Kellen Mond. Let's go, boys. Running back, Dalvin Cook at 4. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson at number 2. O-lineman, no Vikings. D-lineman, Daniel Hunter at number 8. Best linebackers, Kendricks, are you here? He's not here. DBs, I doubt we have any DBs here. And kicker, Ku finishes number 6. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and simulate the first round of the playoffs against Tampa Bay. Do we have any? We don't have any attribute upgrades, but advance the week. Can we win week against? And we lose 37-31 against Tampa Bay. Let's take a look at that game. I want to see the statistics of that game. See if we genuinely performed rather well. Let's see. Go over to the Vikings Bucks box score, player stats. Kellen Mond, very underwhelming. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rushing, Dalvin Cook did Dalvin Cook type things. Receiving, Demarcus Robinson was able to get open. Justin Jefferson, 2 for 17. Not very good for his first ever playoff performance. Tackles for loss, 3 for Kendricks. There was 1 sack for Thompson, 1 sack for Ferguson, and 1 interception for Jackson. But nonetheless, we lose in round 1, but it's better than season 1 not making the playoffs at all. So it shows our team is making improvements, and we're definitely going to continue to improve through free agency and the draft. In season number 2, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fall to the Baltimore Ravens 40-34, but we don't really care about that too much. Let's go and see, did we get any dev trait upgrades after the simulating the Super Bowl? Kellen Mond had a phenomenal season. No dev trait upgrade for him, but he is a 77 overall now. Justin Jefferson up to superstar X Factor 96 overall. Adam Thielen continues to regress. David Castro regresses. Garrett Bradbury up to 86 overall. Love to see that. Any dev trade upgrades for the defense? Superstar X Factor now for Leighton Vander Esch, and Brinkley goes up to superstar. We're going to move him ahead of Whitfield then. And no other dev trait upgrades. It doesn't look like Verrett's going down. Jackson didn't get an upgrade. But honestly, the team is looking really good. We're up to 84 overall. Kendricks is at 86 overall now. Wow, he went down 4 overall points in 1 season. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and simulate to free agency. With Adam Thielen getting up in age, his time has come to an end with the Vikings. We're trading him away along with some random tight end and another random wide receiver to the Falcons for their 2nd round draft pick. Vikings fans, don't get too mad. He's 34 years old now, going down overall, and he was taking up $18 million a year in cap. So let's go ahead and sign better free agents so that we can become a better team, and the Vikings could win the Super Bowl in Season 3. We make a lot of big signings here in Season 2 off-season. Going into Season 3, we signed David DeCastro, Jamal Dean, Devin Bush, and we signed Tyreek Hill, superstar X-Factor, guys. I know you might have been upset that I traded away Adam Thielen, but I'm bringing in Tyreek Hill. I'm pretty sure Minnesota Vikings fans would be absolutely thrilled with that signing. But nonetheless, I think we're good for now on free agency. Let's go ahead and simulate to the draft. Quick draft recap. Honestly, there's not a lot of positions that a player in the draft could improve our roster right away. And also, it just wasn't the greatest of drafts. We got 80 overall, Bernard Thurston. I'm pretty sure he was the second-ranked value player in the whole draft. We got him at 22nd. He does have hidden depth trait. But other than that, it's just a bunch of 70s and 60s. It just overall wasn't a good draft. But nonetheless, I'll see you at the beginning of season number 3. At the start of season number 3, honestly, the roster is super loaded. We're at 87 overall. We got Kellen on the quarterback, Dalvin Cook running back. We got Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Demarcus Robinson as our wide receiving core. That's ridiculous. The offensive line stays the same. No changes needed. Same with Irv Smith Jr. Then the defensive side of the football, we made absolutely no changes, right? I don't think we made a single change. We do have this rookie that we just drafted, Pritchett, who's a 75 overall, hidden depth trait at strong safety. But other than that, we got Devin Bush. We signed him. He's a backup middle linebacker for when Eric Kendricks just gets way too old and regresses in overall. But other than that, we just have a bunch of young studs. We have one normal depth trait on our defense, which is Brian Jackson, the second-year man, who's 81 overall. He's still high overall. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and simulate to the midway mark of season number 3. I have high expectations for this year. I'm guessing we win the Super Bowl this year, honestly. Somehow, some way, I don't know how it's possible, we put together the best roster by far, and we're 1-5 to the midway mark of season number 3. We're going to go to players ready to negotiate. I don't know what's going on. Somebody must be playing bad, but we got to renew a bunch of these contracts. Justin Jefferson, we obviously have to bring him back. 4 years, $90 million. All right, exactly the offer I was hoping for. Daniel Hunter, we have to bring him back. He's a 95 overall. Come on, 4 years, $83 million. Improving the bonus will go a long way. Wow. All right, we offered him a lot of money, and I guess it's not going to work out between us two, potentially. Michael Pierce, 1 year, $12 million. It's a good offer, guy. We got the deal done to Kendricks. I'm going to have to let walk. J.K. Scott, just accept it, man. 3 years, $11 million. Good offer. Same with Koo. Just accept it, my brother. 3 years, $13 million. All right, good. And Ezra Cleveland, we have to re-sign. Same with Dantzler, and I think these are the last two players we have to re-sign. DeCastro, we can just wait, see how he regresses when we get to the end of the season. But these players aren't even ready to negotiate yet, so I'll negotiate them when they're ready. At the end of season number 3, we make the playoffs again with a 9-8 record. We started off, 1-5, so we bounced back and went 7-3. Or 8-3 actually in the second half of the year. But we have the Eagles, 11-6 record. They're an 81 overall team. We're gonna go ahead and advance the week. We have to be able to win this game against the Eagles. There's no way we don't win this game and we lose the game, 22-16. They're a team 7 overall points less than us, and they somehow are able to beat us. Nonetheless, I'll see you guys at free agency. I almost forgot to show the season 3 stats, but I remember. Kellen Mond, 32 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 3,300 yards. He did his thing. You can't lie. Dalvin Cook did his thing. Same with the rookie. Bernard Thurston did his thing. Receiving, Tyreek Hill went crazy. Justin Jefferson, wow, 34 yards per game. That's not something you really like to see. Maybe I'm going to switch Tyreek to go to the slot and have him work out the slot, have Jefferson be the number 1. I don't know. That's a little concerning. Nonetheless, defensively, Eric Kendricks led our team in tackles yet again. Tackles for loss, 10 for Daniel Hunter, 10 for Dalvin Thompson, and sacks. We had 11 for Daniel Hunter, 9.5 for George Ferguson, and 9 for Michael Pierce. Interceptions, 6 for Eric Kendricks, and 4 for Jamal Dean. Kendricks must have sensed that pressure of competition coming from Devin Bush. But MVP, I don't think there's going to be any Vikings. No Vikings. NFC, Offensive Player of the Year, Dalvin Cook's at number 7. Defensive Player of the Year, Kendricks is at 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year, where's our running back? Our running back finishes 2nd. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think we're going to have one. Pritchett finishes 4th. Best quarterback, 3rd was Kellen Mond. I'm telling you, Kellen Mond's been having some really, really good years. Dalvin Cook, 4th in running backs. 6th, Tyreek Hill for receivers. O-lineman, none. D-lineman, none. No linebacker. 4th, Jamal Dean at DB. And kicker, no kicker. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and see if we got any dev trait upgrades. Not a single dev trait upgrade for the offensive side of the football. Kellen Mond stays at normal development trait. On the defensive side of the football, though, what are we seeing? It doesn't look like we got a single development trait upgrade here either, which is a little upsetting to see. Cannot lie. But I guess we'll go to free agency and make our team somehow. We'll make it better, even though, what are we at? We're at an 88 overall. The draft recap for the end of season 3. We got Braylon Scott, strong safety, 75 overall. Kentrell Barber, another strong safety, 75 overall. Skylar Tiller, defensive tackle, 76 overall. And Austin Duran, 73 overall, right outside linebacker, excuse me. And the rest were pretty much scrubs. But as I said, look at our team rating. What's our team rating? We're 91 offense, 89 defense, 89 overall. These players most likely will not be making an impact for our team. We're basically running it back with the same exact roster that we had last year. The only difference on the offense side of the football is we have Jones here at right guard. He was a rookie 2 years ago. He was a center. I moved him to right guard now. 75 overall, taking over for David DeCastro, who was about a 76 or 77 overall, so he'll be going up in overall. We have the same offensive weapons. Then we move over to the defense side of the football. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact defense. No changes made at all, except now we have Devin Bush as our starting middle linebacker instead of Kendricks. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and simulate to the midway point of season number 4. At the midway point of season number 4, we are 3-4. We have the same record as the Rams, and they're 8 overall points less than us. It still, to me, just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how I could possibly be making this roster any better. But let's see what players we have to negotiate contracts with. There's 6 players ready to negotiate contracts, and they are Michael Pierce. This is a big one right here. We're going to have to offer him the big bucks. 1 year, $10.7 million. Nice offer. Okay, he wants to improve the bonus. And then Christian Darius, so we 100% have to bring him back for sure. 4 years, $56 million for a left tackle. That's a pretty cheap offer, a pretty cheap deal, honestly. Then we have DeMarcus Robinson, Dalvin Thompson, Kellen Mond. These players we can all think about before we get to the offseason. Or Kellen Mond, I'll re-sign him right now, in all honesty. He's been performing really well for us. 4 years, $49 million. It's a good offer. Glad we got the deal done. And it's pretty cheap for a quarterback. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and simulate to the end of season number 4, and we better have made the playoffs. We have a strong second half to the season. We finished with a 10-7 record, taking on the Tampa Bay Bucks. They're not Tampa Bay anymore. They are Tampa Bay. So let's go ahead and apply these excuse me. Let's go ahead and apply these player upgrade attributes. And let's see if we can advance finally past round 1 of the playoffs. Fingers crossed. And we lose again, 28-21. I have no idea how it's possible. We have a 90 overall team. 90 overall. Let's go ahead and go over the stats of season number 4 nonetheless. Season 5, I guess. Well, Kellen Mond struggled. 2,900 yards, 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Maybe it's time for him to go. Rushing, Dalvin Cook, amazing as always. Receiving, Justin Jefferson did good this year, but now Tyreek Hill did not do good. Defensively, Leighton Vander Esch did really, really good. Tackles for loss, 17 for Danielle Hunter. And the sacks, nobody really stood out to us. Interceptions, we had a bunch of interceptions this year. And I doubt we won any awards. Let's just take a look, go through them really quick. MVP didn't win. It seems we have yet again won no awards, unfortunately. At the end of season 4, yet again, not a single dev trait upgrade for the offense. No offensive lineman, no DeMarcus Robinson has not gone up. Kellen Mond hasn't gone up. The defense side of the football, though, we have had Jamal Dean goes up to superstar, and I do think that is the only dev trait upgrade we see on this side of the football. The roster going into the 5th and final season is as follows. We got Kellen Mond, Dalvin Cook, Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Dynamic Brown. The O-line hasn't changed. Irv Smith Jr. still there at tight end. Then on the defense side of the football, nothing has really changed at all. This team, we're a 91 overall team. This team really can't be improved anymore. So we're just going to go ahead and simulate throughout Season 5. And hopefully we find ourselves in the playoffs, considering we're a 90 overall team. Finally, it looks like the overall and our players are starting to perform like their overall. We finished with a 12-5 record in season number 5. Let's take a look at the stats, see who was popping off in season 5. Kellen Mond looks like he had a Kellen Mond, usual Kellen Mond season, 2,900 yards. Pretty low, but 31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Dalvin Cook, crazy. Thurston, crazy. Justin Jefferson, Dynamic Brown, Tyreek Hill, 3 touchdowns, 484 yards receiving. I don't know how that's possible. Defensively, though, Devin Bush, he did his thing. Tackles for loss, 22 for Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter, 13.5 sacks. Skylar Tiller at 8.5. Interceptions-wise, 4 for Daniel Whitfield, 3 for Tracy Pritchett, and 3 for Jamal Dean. Then we're going to go over to the awards, see if we won any awards. I kind of doubt it. But you never know. We might have won an award finally after all these years. And was that Christian Kirk as second best wide receiver? Oh, that's a little confusing to me. But nonetheless, we failed to win a single award yet again. But we don't care about the awards. We care about the team success. Now let's go ahead and simulate this round 1 against before we do that, let's go upgrade the players. Let's quickly do that because they probably have there's a bunch of players with +2 upgrade points, so that's gonna come in handy. Do we go up to a 90? All right, we're 91 overall. I think we were 90 before, but let's advance the week. Come on, we could beat the Niners. We could beat them. We win. Now we're against the Giants, who are 11-6. Let's go. Let's if we win this game, NFC Conference, I'll do like the Simcast. But we have to win this, boys. We have to. Please. And we win it. All right. We're up against the Seattle Seahawks now in the conference. Let's go ahead and upgrade players even more. Wow, a bunch of players with +1 everywhere. Everyone's morale must be insane right now if we're in the NFC Conference. Okay, here it is. How do we play? Play Conference Championship. Skip that. And let's do play the moments. Can we beat the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game? I we're 14-0 against the Seahawks. 21-0 now. We're just more. 28-0 is way too easy. 35-7. 42-7. We're piling it on them right now. Is that going to be the final score? 52-7. There's no way. 55-7. This has to be like a record margin in NFC Championship games. And we win 55-7. I can't wait to take a look at these end game stats. Russell Wilson threw for 92 yards. Kellen Mond, 18-31, 173, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Russell Wilson had 5 interceptions rushing the ball. Bernard Thurston and Dalvin Cook, 15 rushes, 146 yards. That's just, you can't really ask for much more from your running backs. Receiving wise, we didn't do anything crazy there, as we really have in all series really. Tackles for loss, Tiller, and sacks, 2 for Danielle Hunter. And interceptions, just a bunch of guys had 1 pick each. But nonetheless, we go and we advance to the Super Bowl. Let's find out who we're gonna match up against who we're gonna match up against with for the Super Bowl. Let's skip to the end. What is all this? I don't even know what this all is. Let's go upgrade our players, and I'm gonna play the moments. I'm gonna play the moments for our Super Bowl game. Advance. Who is it gonna be in the Super Bowl? It's going to be the Ravens in the Super Bowl against us. Lamar Jackson. That's going to be a tough player to cover and to match up against. But let's play the Super Bowl. Skip this. Play the moments. 3rd and 7 for the Ravens at our 44-yard line. Can we stop him? Devin Bush, using him is probably so much fun. What do they got? They got nothing open. Oh, they got that open. I left it, but we were able to tackle him before he picks up the first down. Lamar Jackson cannot convert the 3rd and 7 to a first down. There we go. Continue to the next moment. Looks like they're going for it on 4th down. Make the stop, get the ball back. All right, we'll make the stop. 100%. Who's that? J.K. Dobbins in the backfield. We got this. They're handing it off to him, and we definitely don't make the stop. He's still going. We're not tackling him, and he takes it all the way to the 18-yard line. The Ravens score 7-3 now. Red zone alert. Take the advantage of the field position. Okay. Verticals. 3rd and 5 for Kellen Mond and company. Tyreek Hill, I'm looking for you. Tyreek, get open here. I need you open. The blocking is terrible. I hit Y off of defense. All right, wait. Don't leave me out of the moment. I want to play this. I'm going for it. I'm 4th and 5. Let me play it. All right, game plan. Formation. Let's go with the gun formation. What do I want to run? Let's run play action F slide. Who's going to get open? Is it going to be Brown? Is it going to be one of my running backs out of the backfield? Might be one of the running backs right here. Kellen Mond steps up in the pocket. He gets sacked. And we lose the opportunity for points. I don't know how I went to step up in the pocket. The pocket broke down so quickly. Continue to the next moment. We have the ball again. 3rd down. Alert. Take control. Keep the drive alive. All right. Looks like we might have got an interception, I guess. 3rd and 1 at our 30. At their 30-yard line. Kellen Mond picked this up. Oh, we got Thurston wide open. Oh, he drops the football. I went for the secure catch. It's 4th and 1. We have to go for this also. I'm not backing out of this one. Just hand it off to why didn't I hand it off to DALVIN Cook? No. Oh, yeah, 4th down. All right, they're giving it to me. Halfback, strong toss to the right side, boys. We have good blocking on this team. We have good blockers on this team. Let's see if they can block well for us, though. DALVIN Cook, all right. 2 failed 4th downs. Not what we want to see. It's going to be a 3rd and 10 at the Ravens' 29-yard line. I'm throwing it up. Tyreek Hill, go up and get it. Tyreek Hill with a one-handed catch in the Super Bowl. And we take a 10-7 lead against the Baltimore Ravens. Things you love to see. Skip the moment. We'll play this moment in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Let's go double slants. Tyreek, get open. You're going to be ISO'd on the left side of the field. We're going to scramble out to our right, though. Oh, we got Y open on the run. Dynamic Brown. He holds on to it. Go no huddle. Go no huddle. It is gonna let me go no huddle. All right, come on. Here we go, boys. 1st and goal at the Ravens 2-yard line. We're gonna go a little play action. Is it gonna fake the handoff? It is gonna fake the handoff. Oh, I don't know what that. Oh, we still catch it anyways. Dynamic Brown. I didn't know what the icon for the receiver that was wide open. It might have been R1 or something, but we score. Next moment. Skip that moment. Skip it. Skip it. All right, 24. 25, 24. Skip it. Skip. All right, boys. It's 27-25 at our 25-yard line. I'm going to play the rest of this drive right here. 3 minutes on the clock. Can we score and win the Super Bowl for the Vikings? Oh, A's open. Oh, he misses the throw completely, but he links up with Justin Jefferson somehow. Terrible accuracy from Kellen Mond. We know halfback slip screen to DALVIN Cook. 2:46 on the clock. This might come down to a field goal. Oh, I didn't go with the halfback slip screen. I went with something else. Kellen Mond scrambling. He's going to pick up the 1st down. Get that block. He gets pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line. We're going to just go no huddle this whole time. Or the whole no huddle didn't work that time exactly. I'm saying I'm not gonna edit any of this. Let me just go with the original play call. Y's open. Tyreek Hill turns upfield. Tyreek Hill, 1 man a beat. Marlon Humphrey's not going to catch up, and Tyreek Hill gets into the end zone. This is obviously all Madden. I'm only playing on all Madden, but this roster is way too good to even lose against on all Madden. Continue next moment. Why am I playing this moment? Was it 1st and 10? No. We're super simming this. Play key moments. Skip it. Skip. 33-32. Red zone alert. All right, we have the ball in the red zone. The Ravens somehow were able to score on us, but we could potentially take the lead back by scoring on them. Throwing it up, Tyreek Hill. Go up and get it, Tyreek Hill. Okay, got batted away. Good. Kellen Mond steps up. Kellen Mond makes a move. Kellen Mond's going to slide at the 5-yard line. Timeout taken by the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, we're in field goal territory already. But I don't want to take the field goal because they might like ice us or something. And then I don't know how to aim it. I might just go to the moments on the field goal, honestly. DALVIN Cook, yeah. Let's go back to the moments. Let me get out of this. Let the moments take over and kick the field goal. I'm not kicking it. Super sim it. Play the key moments. Skip it. What happened? Wait. He missed. Wait. He missed the field goal? Wait. He missed the field goal to win the Super Bowl. There's no way. Where's this instant replay? He missed a 21-yard field goal. I can't even view it. Young Hoku, 21-yard field goal miss. Alright. I did everything I could in my power. I didn't want to miss it myself. I thought our kicker, who was like an 86 to 87 overall, could make a little chip shot 20-yard field goal. But I guess the moment was too big for him, apparently. But nonetheless, let's go over and take a look at the final roster, the product we were able to put together, which is very, very good. Very, very good team. Kelman, 89 overall. Cook, 99. Jefferson, 99. Tyreek Hill, 99. Dynamic Brown, 92. The O-line, all above 80, except our right tackle, Brian O'Neill. He must have got injured somehow, even though I have injuries off. I don't know how it's even possible. Irv Smith Jr., tight end. In the defense, a 99, Daniel Hunter. 94, Leighton Vander Esch. 92, Devin Bush. We just had 90s everywhere. High 89s and 90s just everywhere. We're a 93 overall team, guys. That's going to conclude the rebuild. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and it's in your boy, King07. I'm out. Peace.